Jake, how are you?
Hello, yeah, good. How you doing? I also have our head of AEC for EMEA, which is Jessica Davey, who wasn't going to be able to attend, but is with me now. So we'll cope.
Good morning, Jessica.
Morning.
Well, I'd like to give you guys the floor. You have your 15 minutes.
Great. Okay, thank you. So yeah, we are going to be giving a little demonstration of our technology. So we're sitting in what we call an immersive workspace, and we'll be taking you through some of the use cases of how these immersive workspaces and immersive technologies are used by our clients in the PropTech industry. So we won't be sharing any slides. We'll be using the walls of our immersive room to deliver some of the information. So we'll give a bit of company background, go into a couple of demonstrations of different use cases, and then we'll have some questions. Cool, so a little bit about Igloo. We've been going for 12 years. We have offices around the world now in 11 different locations. We're based in the UK, and we've been working with AEC market for about 8 years now, across engineering, construction, and property. So at the core of our business, we deliver digital content to immersive spaces. So we're sat in a rectangular room, but we also can provide BIM caves or cylinders, and it's all about getting digital content, so things like BIM data, visualization data, but also project planning, 4D sequencing, etc., into a space like this, which allows all the stakeholders on the project to get inside the design and make decisions much more quickly and accurately. So we've partnered with a lot of the biggest kind of content and digital asset companies in the world. So we can get data from places like Autodesk, Unity, Unreal Engine for interactive visualizations, sort of Esri for city planning, looking at placement of new developments, and also kind of more traditional data from things like BIM 360. So it's all about getting all these different kind of content sources into this space. As I said, we've been working with AEC for about 7 or 8 years now. So Microsoft use Igloo products as their kind of BIM visualization space of choice for their facilities management teams. Lend-Lease uses an Igloo for their inner city regeneration projects in London, places like Elephant Park, where there's multi-billion pound schemes with building hundreds and hundreds of apartments and retail properties as well. So Cushman & Wakefield in the US use this kind of immersive space for stakeholder engagement and also sales. And we see this technology really used across the property project lifecycle. So from an early stage, a company can use this kind of technology to present to a customer or try and win work and tenders and bids. It's great for planning, as we said, getting in early stage sequences and designs and looking at those in real time and planning them out. Great for design, as you can bring in BIM data to look at the locations of things. For construction, we even have some customers having 360 cameras out on the construction site, sending 360 feedback from site, so project managers can keep up to date with progress, things like that. Obviously, it's great for marketing suites for property. You can, before the building's even finished, you can fly a family through a new building and make people fall in love with that development. Yeah, it's probably our key use cases on the project life cycle. Do you want to jump into some of the content? Yeah. So yeah, well now we'll kind of show some of a couple of different types of content. and I'll hand over to Jess.
Wonderful. So we're going to start off with a bit of kind of corporate presentation content. It's been created by one of our content partners called Neoscape. So Neoscape create a lot of their content in 3ds Max. That's then exported into kind of Unreal Engine and turned into this really beautiful kind of video. We've worked with Neoscape on a couple of projects, and probably the most significant one of those was for the developer Hudson Pacific on the west coast of the US. So they build massive corporate buildings, and they use an Igloo as part of their sales suite. And by using an Igloo as part of their sales suite and creating content like this that was really, really beautiful and really immersive, they ended up leasing the entire building 40% faster than they would normally. So it just shows that actually incorporating an Igloo into that kind of sales suite environment can be really beneficial. This piece of content is really beautiful. It also has sort of interspliced with different types of content. So you would have seen the 360 videos, which can all sort of normal video footage that can also be used when you're out on the construction site, as Jake said, for looking at buildings and how the construction project is going. And then just like a slightly different variation on that is that we work with Marriott Hotels. So Marriott Hotels have an Igloo, and I'm sure, as most of you are aware, if you're building hotels and designing new kind of interiors, there is a lot of kind of authorization and sign-off process that you go through, usually building them multiple times in MDF, which is obviously not very sustainable for the environment and also a big expense. So Marriott Hotels have taken that entire process into an Igloo. So this is kind of like the end stage rendering that they will use before they go to the final build. But they start off with sort of very rough and ready sketches and drawings that they bring in here, and gradually get that sign-off process with higher fidelity on the quality.
And just to add to that, they did look at VR headsets for visualizing these digital prototypes. However, they found that the VR headset meant that kind of a team and designers couldn't collaborate together very nicely or very smoothly. So they wanted a shared space to visualize these renderings and digital prototypes. And that's why they used an Igloo technology, because it meant everyone can sit around the table and feel natural, and as they would at a normal meeting, but you still get the sense of immersion. It feels like you're in that space and can make design decisions in it.
So we're just going to dive back over to some kind of normal video content. So here we are. I'm just going to come back to this 360 spherical image. So this is an image actually from our friends at AECOM as part of the Wessex Water Durley upgrade works in the UK. So they were doing a complete regeneration of this site here. And they used drone photography like this, 360 drone photography, to show the surrounding areas so that they could do things like look at the wetlands, show environmental engineers how they were supposed to be maintaining that, look at access routes when you get to construction to the point where you're going on site. And Wessex Water, who are actually the owner, operator of the site and also own the Igloo, are now moving their Igloo onto another build project because they managed to save so much financially and also in time by using the Igloo. I think they saved like £300,000 on one project, which more than pays for the Igloo. And just as a point of note, we can just manipulate this so that even though the Igloo dynamically cuts out the center of this equi-rectangular picture, I can manipulate it and move it so I'm not losing any data. Just going to go back. So, and finally, we're going to finish off. We have, as Jake mentioned, lots and lots of integrations with various BIM products. One of the other key integrations we have is integration plugins with Unity and Unreal. Now, Unreal Engine tends to be used a lot by property developers to create really high fidelity models. And this is one from a company called Outer Realm, who are based over in the States. This is a really, really beautiful model that actually has all of the things where you can't walk through sofas or anything. And this kind of experience is used to create either sales suites or for in the likes of Waitrose for internal corporate sign-off for things. Yeah. So I think
if you press the number buttons as well, it might jump us through on your laptop. So yeah, these have been used a lot by people like Cushman in the US and Hudson Pacific, allowing people to optioneer spaces early on and really get the right designs created for the users of the space. And in the past, this kind of content creation was an extra and it was quite costly, but now combining this with the BIM data that's being created anyway means that the construction data can quite easily be turned into the marketing and presentation data as well. So excellent. I think that's probably about us.
Yeah. If we hand back the floor.
My name is Henrik Hellman, European network partner for Igloo Vision. And we're actually based in Rotterdam at the H&K location in Rotterdam. We built a demo center over there. Oh, that was we have to stop actually. One sec. So to be really short, Robert, we have some questions for you because you have seen the demo center yourself and experienced it. How could you imagine H&K using an immersive workspace?
Well, I've been in the space myself a couple of times, and at H&K we're always looking at innovative new ways for our customers to collaborate, and this could be a collaborative space that you can show presentations, you can show your video of your company, you can use Miro, you can use Power BI, all different kinds of tools to collaborate and to show content. So really interesting.
Yeah. So and if you look at NSI, how could NSI use the technology of Igloo? So in what sort of integrations would you be useful for the company like NSI? How could you use it?
Yeah, well, of course, what's really interesting, and I think it was mentioned just before by Jake as well, is you have several options to bring models into the space and really have that immersive feeling of walking through a building, through a property that we're either developing or redeveloping. And it's also, of course, interesting for our customers as well within NSI as H&K to really use it as a sales suite to showcase different interior options to clients and really get that immersive feeling of being in the space before it's even developed.
Yeah. It's really a combination of a physical and a digital world to be together in like a giant VR headset, and as well perhaps in combination with a hybrid link, what we're doing right now. So thank you, Robert, for your attendance here. I think our time is over, Wouter. And I just want to mention in Rotterdam that we have a 6-meter cylinder dome there for demos and presentations. If you would like, if you are amazed about our technology and you would like to know a bit more or see it for yourself, please get in touch. I will just drop my LinkedIn link in the chat. And just drop me a personal note and we can get in touch.
Yeah, thank you very much, Robert. I was yesterday. I was at your office in Rotterdam. Henrik invited me.
Yeah, great.
It was really unbelievable.
Yeah, it's big, right?
Yeah, but it's amazing to see how Igloo can encourage that collaboration. And I think that's what we all are looking forward to when all those offices are going to reopen and everybody's going back. I think these kind of opportunities and these kind of new technologies do people want to use?
Exactly.
What are you going to implement this in all H&K offices, or what is your?
Well, we do not know that yet, but we see this really as a pilot as well to get to know the technology behind it, the user friendliness also for our clients. But it's safe to say that we are really interested in the way that it works and the feeling that you get inside, and it's a whole new way of of meeting and collaborating, and a really interesting way, I think myself. Yeah.
And it's really easy. It's just
it's easy.
It's as easy as possible. So even the kids can play with it.
Exactly. I heard
you and I can do it also. I'm not that good in technology, but
I heard you could game in it as well. So you could just plug in your PlayStation. You can game as well. So
we'll be watching the Euros in it tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also cool. Yeah, Holland against Austria. That would be great to see it like that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. I think it's very impressive what you guys are doing, and impressive with all the collaboration with Esri, Autodesk, Miro. Everything is possible. So I think it's great to have these kind of technologies into offices. So thank you for your presentation, and hope to see you all back soon.
Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Have a great day.